First and foremost, I want to give all honors and praises and glory belongeth to my Lord and Savior, whose name is Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Waharakah Kodash, and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone that teach his truth well and that continue to teach his truth well, and to the hopeful elect across the globe, and to the few, the very few brothers and sisters listening and learning across the globe. I don't want to say Tawadi Yahawashi, Yahawashi for giving me another day to get out here and to teach this word, because this wouldn't be possible without Yahawashi. Okay, as you can see, I got my new Bible, King James Bible. Okay, put my own little picture up on it. Okay, my Coptic picture up on it. Okay, and by the spirit and power of Yahweh Yahawashi, this will be edifying. I might not be as fast as usual because it's a new Bible, but Lord willing, this will come out well. So without further ado, we're going to start with Timothy's Babakashah, and Lord willing, you be edified as well as me. So we're going to start with Timothy's. Okay, this is Timothy's. This is 2 Timothy 4, and let's start at 2. Preach the word, be instant, in season, out of season. So the Lord requires that we're instant and we teach the word, in season, out of season. So no matter what, no matter the weather, cold, sleet, hailstones, hot day, humid day, He requires that we teach this word. Okay? There's no excuses. Okay? So preach the word. Be instant. If you're instant, you're continually doing something. See, Yahawashi, he wants us to be instant in this ministry. Okay? Excuse me. Yahawashi wants us to be instant in this ministry. Day in, day out. Okay? Nothing less. Okay? Reprove. So, yeah, we reprove, but there's a balance. Rebuke. Because that's the only way our people are going to get right. Okay? Exhort. So that's what we're here to do. Exhort our people, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics and Indianos. Okay? To come back to your Lord and Savior, who's a dark-skinned man, whose name is Yahawashi. All long suffering, because Yahawashi, that's an attribute he has. Very long suffering. And doctrine, and the doctrine needs to stay the same. It can't change. There's only one doctrine. Okay? And it's been taught to us by the elder apostles, which we believe they have 100% truth. Okay? Which they've passed it down to us. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. The scriptures say there was going to be a time where our people, they will not endure what they've been taught. They will start teaching fables, such as all the tribes are so-called Negro. That's a fable. That's not enduring sound doctrine. Salvation is for everybody. That's not sound doctrine. Okay? They shall not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts shall heap themselves teachers having itching ears. So itching ears, in other words, is going in one ear and it's going out the other. You're not retaining anything that's being said. Okay? And they shall turn their ears from the truth. So the wicked of our people, what were they going to do? They were going to actually turn their ears from the truth. They were going to be stubborn. They were going to be hard-headed. Okay? And they were not, them doing that, they were not going to receive this word, which is able to save your soul. Okay? These words are able to save your soul. These words are able to make you wise unto salvation. And they shall turn away their heads from the truth and shall be turned unto fables, lies. Fables are lies. Fables. What are fables? Christmas. That a man's gonna come down the chimney and send you presents. That's a fable. Birthdays. That's a fable. That goes back to Nimrod. So all these things, they're fables. It's not true. Greek mythology. Okay? Greek mythology is fables. It's not true. Okay? But watch though in all things. So we've been commanded to watch. Watch for what? The signs. The signs of the times. Okay? The prophecies. Okay? The things that are happening on the earth. Okay? You've been required to watch. To look out. Okay? To give warning. Do the work, and it says endure all afflictions. So we're also supposed to be enduring the afflictions that come upon us. Because it's one thing teaching the word, but just know, now you're teaching the word, what do you think is going to happen? There's going to be afflictions that come with that. Okay? Nobody said this would be easy. Okay? It's going to be afflictions that come with this truth. Because in order for you to have afflictions, that would mean you would need opposition. So yeah, it's a constant thing. Bear me just a minute. I want to put my gemstone on. It's a constant thing of enduring. Okay? And that's what the Lord's looking for. That's what Yahawashi is looking for. A spiritual fighter. Someone that's going to fight. Okay? Not someone that's going to go right back into the world when they get fed up. Okay? This is verse 6. For I am now ready to be offered. Okay? And that's spiritual because that goes into the Apocrypha. You know when it says there were some that were offered? There were those that what? That were what? Martyrs for Yahawashi. That gave their lives for Yahawashi. That's why the Lord requires that we offer our body a what? A sacrifice. A reasonable sacrifice unto Yahawashi. And the time of my departure is at hand. What did that mean? The time of his departure was at hand. That means Paul, he died doing the work. He died in the truth, in this word. Okay? You know? He was focused on the mission. Okay? He was focused on the mission at hand. What a pair of knockers right there. He was focused on the mission at hand. Okay? You know, I've got to say focused. You know, he was focused on the mission at hand. Which was what? Fulfilling his duty as a prophet. As a man of the Lord. Okay? That's why it says he's ready to be for his departure. He was fearless. Okay? The prophets were fearless. Okay? They weren't worried. They had a job to do. Okay? They had to teach this word. Okay? Bear me just a minute. I fought a good fight. So Paul, the Apostle Paul, he fought a good fight. Not carnally, spiritually. He was fighting the fight of faith. So you could be strong. There's many men that are strong physically, but they're not strong mentally. You can push all these weights, but mentally you're weak. So the person, that's why the scripture says strength, that man that was that poor man's wisdom was despised. So that wisdom is what delivered that city, which it mentions in Ecclesiastes. Okay? Wisdom is strength. Having muscles ain't strength. Is it a plus if you are built up in the physical? Yes. But wisdom is strength. Okay? True strength. And the time of my departure is hand. I fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. So Paul, Apostle Paul, he kept the faith. Okay? He kept the faith. He endured. Okay? He done what he was supposed to do. Okay? And that's when that crown comes. You don't get a crown without finishing. Okay? In a fight, you have to go through all the way. You have to finish off. You can't quit. Okay? Because you get that men quit and they go right back into the world. Henceforth, verse 8, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness. So Paul had the confidence that he endured, so there was a crown of righteousness laid up for him. It was already laid up. Okay? It was already laid up, it was already prepared. And that's why we do what we do. Because we believe in the same thing. We believe in there's a reward for us. Same way. And if you didn't believe there was a reward, you wouldn't be doing it. Even though this is our reasonable service, even if Yahawashi was not to reward us, this would still be our reasonable service. Because this is what we were created to do. We were created to serve Yahawashi. Okay? A crown of righteousness which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me in that day. So, us doing this labor of love, we're supposed to believe in the same thing. We have a crown, and this crown is not a corruptible crown. It's an everlasting crown. It's not the crown of this world, a crown that perishes. It's an everlasting crown. Okay? And that crown's going to be placed on mortal bodies. Okay? And not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. So that crown ain't just going to be given to one man, it's to all that love Yahawashi is appearing. That's who that crown's going to be given to. So let's go to Revelations. Bear with me just a minute. And bear with me, remember, a new Bible, a new sword. So again, when you have a sword, you have to know how to use that sword. Okay? Because it's also a two-edged sword. You want to make sure you don't cut yourself. Bear me just a minute. Let's go to Revelation. Okay? Let's go to Revelation. And to the best of my ability, I'm going to try to look after this Bible. You know, but that's what happens in war. Okay? Your sword, okay, gets mashed up. Okay? Swords can break in war also. You do know that. Bear me just a minute. Let's go to Revelations. I'm excited. You're supposed to be passionate about this truth. Passionate. Bear me just a minute. There's so much good stuff in here. Bear me just a minute. Bear me just a minute. Okay, let's go to Revelations 3 and 7. And an angel of the church in Philadelphia. Okay? And yes, these angels are pointed over every single church. Okay? Write these things. So these things are written for our learning. Okay? Saith he that is holy. Okay? He that is true. He that hath the key of David. Okay? So what do you do with a key? You open it. You open and you close. Okay? You control who comes in, who goes out. He that openeth and no man shutteth. So Yahawashi opens and no man can shut. He and shutteth and no man openeth. So that means no other man has the keys to the kingdom. Only Yahawashi. And he's the one that opens it and he's the one that closes it. It's all down to Yahawashi. That's why we have to abide in Yahawashi. Okay? You have to abide in him. Very, very important that we abide in Yahawashi. Okay? Very important. And if you're abiding in Yahawashi, what's he going to do? He's going to give you the spirit to endure. Okay? Because you're fighting. The Lord loves a fighter. Okay? A spiritual fighter. Okay? Come on now. Stay motivated. Okay? Revelations. Where was we? Revelations 3. And let's go to verse... I lost my train of thought. Oh, here it is, here it is. Let's go to verse 8. I know thy works. So Yahawashi, he knows every man's works. Okay? And guess what? They can't be hidden. He knows your works. He knows your labor. He knows what you've been doing. That's including the good and the bad. Okay? Behold, I have set before thee an open door. Okay? So he's already set before you an open door. So that means what? He's showing you, look, there's mercy. There's still mercy for you. Okay? That's the open door. Okay? So Yahawashi, remember, he's very, very, very long-suffering. Very long-suffering. Okay? And no man can shut it. So no man can shut that door onto you. Because what? It's been, except from Yahawashi, he's opened it. Okay? Basically he's saying, look, receive me. Okay? And no man can shut it. For thou has a little strength, and hast kept my words, and has not denied my name. So because you've kept this word, God's going to keep you. It's going to keep you in the way. It's going to keep you in the way of understanding, in knowledge. It's going to keep you safe. It's going to keep you abiding. Why? Because you've trusted in him. You understand? So we're done with that. We're done with that. And since we're speaking about the door, let's go into John 10 and 10. Okay? Go to John 10 and 10. This is John 10. Verily, verily, I say unto you, verily means earnestly. Okay? He that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. So you need to enter through that door. And that door is Yahawashi. So if you're not entering through that door, guess what? You're a thief and a robber. And what does a thief and a robber do? Enters what? Any other way except through that door. Okay? But he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. So you have to come in the right way. If you're coming any other way, you're a thief and a robber. To him the porter openeth. The porter is the gatekeeper. And the sheep heareth his voice. And he calleth his own sheep by name. See Yahawashi? He calls his sheep by their name. And guess what? The shepherds, they call his sheep by their names. And the sheep recognize the shepherd and leadeth them out. And when he putteth forth his own sheep, guess what? He goes before them. And Jesus is negro, no blanket. Okay? And he goes before them. And the sheep follow him. Okay, so it actually says the sheep follow him. Because they recognize Yahawashi. If you're not a sheep of Yahawashi, then you're not going to recognize the owner. Okay? For they know his voice, they recognize his voice. Okay? They recognize the doctrine. Because the doctrine is what? Yahawashi's voice. Okay, he's calling out to you. Okay? And the stranger will they not follow. So guess what? The stranger's not going to follow a false shepherd. They're only going to follow a true shepherd. And Jesus is negro no blanco. Okay? They're only going to what? Trust him what? The true shepherd. Okay? But they will flee from him. So the true shepherds, like the true sheep, are going to flee from who? The false shepherds. Okay? But will flee from him. For they know not the voice of strangers. They don't recognize the voice of strangers. So eventually, even if you're under a false prophet or whoever, the Lord is going to remove you from what? That false prophet. Eventually, he stands for his sheep. This parable spake Yahawashi unto those that were what? Supposed to get this. Hold on a minute. Whoa. Why is that missing? There's a page missing. Bear with me just a minute. There's more, but there's a page missing. Okay. Well, it may, you know what? It may be something else. But Yahawashi is that door. He is the way. There's no other way. Okay. Let's go to that. Let's go to John, at least 14. Lord willing, that ain't missing. John 14. Okay. This is John 14. Okay. John 14, and let's jump straight to 6. Yahawashi saith unto him, I am the way. He was speaking to Philip. He was letting Philip know he is the way. Yahawashi is the way. Everybody's looking for another way. Haile Selassie. Haile Selassie ain't the way. Okay? Marcus Garvey ain't the way. Okay? Bob Marley ain't the way. Okay? Louis Farrakhan ain't the way. Okay? T.D. Jakes ain't the way. Yahawashi is the way. There's only one way. Marcus Garvey, what did he do? He tried to get you to go back to Africa, but Africa ain't our land. Israel is our land. Our land is Israel. Okay? Anyways, let's go to John 14. Okay? Ain't no Haile Selassie gonna save you. And Selassie, I believe he was an East Indian. Selassie. What foolishness. Let's go to John. That's Benjamin. Haile Selassie, he was not a prophet. It's Satan, that's Satan. Satan don't want this word to get out. Haile Selassie was not a prophet. Okay? Haile Selassie was not a prophet. Okay? He was set up. Okay? To be a false leader, to fool you Benjamins. Okay? I believe he was a so-called East Indian. Okay? He was not a prophet, he was not a true prophet. And he was buried under a toilet. And he ran to the Queen for what? For protection when Mussolini had him against the ropes. Okay? He was not a prophet. Yahawashi is the way. Okay? John 14. And where was it? 5. Thomas saith unto him, Lord, know not whither thou goest, and how can we know the way? But Thomas saying, how do we know where you're going? And Yahawashi was constantly telling him, I go back to my Father. Constantly. Okay? And where was it? And how can we know the way? Yahawashi said unto him, I am the way, the truth. See, Yahawashi is the way, he's the truth. A way is a path. See, Yahawashi is that path. Anything outside of that path is death. Okay? I am the way, the truth, and the life. So, in Yahawashi, you're walking in that way, you're walking in that path, and what? That means you're walking in truth. You're not walking in lies, you're not walking in deceit. Okay? And life. And through Yahawashi, what? You have that life. Everlasting life. Without Yahawashi, you don't have life. Okay? Without Yahawashi, you don't have life. Okay, you're just a dead corpse walking about. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. Okay? So you can't come no other way. You need to come through Yahawashi. One way. No other way. Because everybody, they want to come in with their own philosophy. You can't come into this truth with your own philosophy. Okay? The way you want to do things. Bear me just a minute. Okay? There's only one way. And that's Yahawashi's way. John 14. Okay? John 14. And let's go straight to 7. If you had known me, you should have known my Father. Yahawashi said, if you know me, well, you're going to know my Father. Because remember what Philip was saying. How do we know the way? Okay, and how do you know me? The way is Yahawashi. And Yahawashi said, if you know me, then you know my Father. Because Yahawashi is an image, express image of his Father. Okay? And henceforth you know him and have seen him. Why? Because Yahawashi, he looks just like his Father. Just like him. So if you've seen Yahawashi, you've seen the Father in similitude, in likeness, in form. If you go to that, go to Revelations 1. Don't go to Revelations 1. Okay? Okay? Let's go to Revelations 1. Start with Revelations 1. The revelation of Yahawashi. What does revelation mean? Revealment. So this is describing the revealment of Yahawashi. Who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. This is his real revelation, his real description, which the Most High gave unto him. Okay? To show unto his servants things which shortly must come to pass, including the prophecies. And he sent and signified it by his angel John. So this was sent and signified from an angel unto John. Because the angels, they minister unto us. They help us out. When you're feeling down, have you ever wondered why you're feeling better the next day? Because there was an angel sent to comfort you. There was an angel sent to what? To get you doing this work. There was an angel sent to keep you in the spirit. There was an angel sent to protect you. The angels are, the scriptures say, the angels can pass around those that fear Yahawashi. So there's angels around us that you cannot see. There may be 1 or 2 angels standing right beside you, guarding you from protection. You have to believe that. Okay? Because there's things that happen throughout the day that you may not even be, that you're not aware of. And Yahawashi, what? He got you, he keeps you in that barrier. He keeps that hedge around you to make sure you're safe. Okay? That's why you've got to abide in Yahawashi, abide in this word. So in Revelation, we're going to go into the description of Yahawashi. This is important, yeah, it might be the basics, but basics are important. The basics are really important. The basics are the foundation. The basics are the foundation to our faith. You don't have to be such super deep. You could be deep in the basics. Because you could have a man that's deep with something heavy but he doesn't understand it. And you could be deep in the basics. So if you're deep in the basics, you have more understanding than someone that's deep in their own worldly aspect, but don't have any understanding. Okay? Let's go. Revelations 1 and 2. We bear record of the word of the Most High. So John, the Revelator, he bared record. He actually bared record of what he saw. Okay? Of what? And of the testimony of Yahawashi Mashiach. So he had the testimony. He had the witness of Yahawashi. We have the testimony of Yahawashi. We have the witness. That's why Esau, what does he want to do? He wants to try and shut us down because we have that testimony. We have that witness. Okay? We have that more sure word of prophecy. Okay? And all the things that he saw. So we're telling you all the things that were seen by the prophets. Blessed is he that readeth. Now when you go in, when it says blessed is he that readeth, when you go into the word readeth, it means to comprehend, to understand, to perceive. Because there's many people that pick up this Bible. You've got the other nations that are going to church, but they don't understand. And you also got our own people that don't understand. As it says in Matthew 13 and 10, make their heart heavy. Okay? That they shall not understand. So it's Yahawashi that has done that. That has blinded the minds of our people. Okay? That's why you got to count it a blessing. Every day you wake up, and that Yahawashi has this wisdom and knowledge in your mind. Because as he gave it to you, he can remove it from you. That's why it says, through the terror of the Lord, right, Yahawashi, you persuade men. Through the terror. So when you see these things happening across the earth, you're persuaded by that terror to do this work. Okay? And hear the word of this prophecy. Okay? So if you're hearing these words of prophecy, blessed are you. If you understand these words of prophecy, blessed are you. Because not everybody understands. Sometimes it's like, brothers, can you relate when you wake up and you're like, whoa, I can't believe, you actually understand, you know? It's true. That's a blessing. That is a blessing. The Lord could have had you out there confused. But he saw something within you that was worthy to get this truth. And hear the words of this prophecy. Because the scriptures, they deal with prophecy. Okay? and keep those things which are written therein. Okay, that's why it says, hold fast to what thou hast, let no man take thy crown. For the time is at hand. The return of Yahawashi is at hand, it's near. So now we're going to go into the image of Yahawashi. Okay? Let's go to Revelations 1 and 8. I am the Alpha and Omega. So yes, the Yahawashi is the Alpha, the beginning. Okay? Everything has a beginning and an ending. And Yahawashi is the beginning. He's the beginning. And Alpha. And Yahawashi was the ultimate Alpha male. The ultimate Alpha male. The ultimate standard of what it is to be a Alpha. A man. A true man of the Lord. Just because you have a few Federal Reserve notes does not make you a man. Just because you have a big house, a car, wife and kids does not make you a man. That does not constitute you by being a man. What makes a man? Someone that has faith. Someone that's keeping the words of Yahawashi. That's what makes you a man. Okay? Not how much hours you work. Not you being a construction worker. That doesn't make you a man. Okay? Is that part of being a man? Yes, because a man is what? Somewhat self-sufficient. But what actually makes you a man is what? Having faith. And there's a lot of beta males out here. Betas. That follow behind their women. Okay? And that's why your women don't respect you. Because you got, excuse my language, you got your head up their ass. Okay? So how do you expect your women to respect you when you don't know how to say no? Even with this truth, you got to learn sometimes, you got to learn to say no. No. Okay? But if you're always saying yeah to your woman, then guess what? She don't respect you. Because you're not setting any boundaries, any rules. So then guess what? She's just going to walk over you. Okay? Stamp on you. Okay? Anyways, this is the revelation of Yahawashi. Revelations 1. And where was we? 8. The ending says the Lord Yahawashi, which is and which was. So Yahawashi is, he's our Lord and Savior, and which was, he was crucified. Okay? And which is to come. So Yahawashi, he is and which is, and he's coming back with might, with strength. Okay? And we believe that. Okay? I believe that. I can't speak for all now. I believe that. That's why I moved to do this work. You shouldn't be just doing this because you're just going through the motions. No, you actually have to believe this truth. You actually have to believe. Okay? Bear me just a minute. You actually have to believe this for yourself. Okay? So we're going to Revelations 1 and 9. I, John, who also am your brother. So this is what John's getting into it. He's saying, yeah, brother. He was speaking to the fellow yokeman. Okay? The man, your brother. And companion in tribulation. So John the Revelator, he was catching a lot of tribulation. Okay? A lot of hell. The man of the Lord in this truth, they're going to be catching a lot of tribulation. The scriptures tell you that in Acts. Through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of heaven. But if you don't want to catch tribulation, then guess what? You're not worthy to enter into the kingdom of heaven. This truth, it takes tribulation. Okay? That's what this truth takes. And in the kingdom of patience. So that's what the kingdom of patience. So, guess what? We wait patiently for Yahawashi. We're waiting. That's a part of suffering. Everything in this kingdom is what? A quick meal. A ready-made meal. No. When you're in this truth, what does it take? Patience. Suffering. And the people of this world, they don't like to suffer. They don't like to be patient. And you see that every day. You may be going to a store, you may see people queuing. Everybody, they want it now, now, now. This truth, it teaches you to be patient, to wait. And even with false brethren, what was Yahawashi? Yahawashi was patient, even with false brethren. Okay? You're going to see things in this truth that get you angry, that get you upset. Okay? But guess what? We remain patient. And that's something I'm working on as well. That patience. Because Yahawashi's got what? He's going to test us in every way possible. What's he testing? Our patience, our long suffering. See how much we can take. Okay? Was in the, oh, that's his Patmos. John the Revelator. It was in the Isle of Patmos, which I believe is Greece. The Isle of Patmos is Greece. So why was John the Revelator on the Isle of Patmos? Because the so-called Christians were being persecuted for this word. See, it wasn't an easy life. Because men are teaching you this narrative that you're supposed to be in the truth and you're supposed to be light. He was on the Isle of Patmos for the word. For the word of the Most High and for the testimony of Yahawashi, Mashiach. So it lets us know. For the word and for the testimony. For teaching this word. Because even back 2,000 years ago, the word was a threat. The kingdom of heaven, when did it start? When did the kingdom of heaven start? 2,000 years ago. The scriptures tell you that the kingdom of heaven suffered violence. Why was it suffering violence? Because the Romans were bringing what? Violence. Okay? The Romans were bringing violence. Look what Herod was doing. He said, slay every newborn in Jerusalem. He was trying to take out Yahawashi. He was trying to do away with the prophecy. Vespasian, Titus, what did they do? Ransack Jerusalem. So that was the kingdom of heaven suffering violence, because when Yahawashi turned up on the scene, that was the beginning of the kingdom. That's why they tried to get rid of it. And I was in Revelations 1 and 10. And I was in the spirit on the Lord's day. So John the Revelator, he was in the spirit. Just how we're supposed to be. And heard a trumpet. Okay? The trumpet represents the angels and represents Yahawashi. But his voice is the sound of what? Many waters. A trumpet. Heard behind me a great voice as of a trumpet, like it was a trumpet. Yahawashi had a very, very, very deep voice. Okay? Saying, I am the Alpha and Omega. Okay? The Alpha, the beginning and the end. From first to the last, and what I see is right in the book. So what John the Revelator saw, he writ down. And that's where you get that word, what's it? Scribes. So the prophets were also scribes. A scribe is someone that writes things down. keeps a note. All right? So write. What the things I see? Write. In a book. So what's the book? The scriptures. It was also known as what? A scroll. So these things are written. When the prophets had revelations, they would write these things down. What they saw. What they described. And send it unto the 7 churches, which are in Asia, unto Ephesus, unto Smyrna, unto Pergamos, unto Thyatira, unto Sardis, unto Philadelphia, unto Laodicea. So all these same churches are also back here again today. Okay? All these churches. Okay? Which a lot of these churches were also what? In Turkey, the region of Turkey and Syria. Okay? A lot of studying. Now I've got this new Bible, there's more studying to be done. And this is the King James Bible with the Apocrypha in it as well. And the Apocrypha is what? They call it one of the lost books. Okay? Which the Apocrypha, the reason why Isa don't tell you about that is because what? It links up with the scriptures. It's got a lot of info in there about the wicked. Okay? Who the wicked are. Okay, let me check the time. Okay? This is Revelations 1 and 12. And I turned to see the voice that spake with me. And being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks. And it's going to describe what it is. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man. So it says, one like unto the Son of Man. Who's that referring to? That's referring to Yahawashi, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. This is a garment down to the foot. So, who people ignorantly call Jesus, he had a garment. You know this garment that we're wearing right now? Right down to his foot. Okay? This is our true apparel. Okay? He has a garment right down to his feet. Okay? And girt about the paps with a golden girdle. Right now I don't have a golden girdle, but I have a girdle, which is what? A belt. So Yahawashi, he had a belt around his mid-region. Because as you can see by this belt, my garment is blowing, but it's blowing less. Okay. And in that in that girdle, you would also have what? Your victuals also. Okay. You may have what you know, some men, it's not a purse, it's like a quiver, and your sword within that belt. Okay. And girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were like white, like wool. Yahawashi had white woolly hair. White woolly hair. He had an afro. Okay? Yahawashi had a white woolly afro. Jackson 5. Puffy. Okay? His feet, maybe I'm moving too fast, and his eyes were as the flame of fire. So the one people ignorantly called Jesus Christ was a dark-skinned man. He had a garment all the way down to his foot, and he had a white woolly afro, and he had a garment. And his eyes were as the flame of fire. Why was his eyes the flame of fire? Bear me just a minute, Baba Kasha. Let's see if we can find it. These are bread and butter. These are bread and butter scriptures, but I love these scriptures because what? It goes into his description, which is very, very, very important. His likeness. How can you say you know someone, but it's like you saying you know someone, but they're described, well, how does he look? But you don't know how, that means you don't really know him. You know, you got to know his name, you got to know how he looks. You can't say you know someone, you have a relationship with someone, but you don't know how they look. Bear me just a minute. Find it. Let's go to Genesis. This is Genesis. Okay. Verse. I'll get straight to the point. Verse 11. Binding his foal unto the vine. A foal to donkey. Okay. And what did Yahawashi say to one of his disciples? Go and fetch that donkey. And if they ask you why you're fetching it, say it's for Yahawashi. Okay? The foal unto a vine, and his ass coat unto the choice vine, and his clothes, and he washed Salaka. He washed his garments in wine. Yeah, that's a custom, washing your garments in wine. Blood, the blood of grapes. It's a custom. But actually, that's also similar to Yahawashi when he comes. When he's stepping upon these nations, when he treads down these, it tells you that in Isaiah, I think it's 63 or 64. Verse a minute, his eyes shall be red with wine. So his eyes are going to be red with wine. Okay? Because Yahawashi, he drank a lot of wine. You know? There was times when he was drinking wine with his disciples. And his teeth white with milk. Okay? And that's why it's good to drink milk, proper milk. The milk you're given these days ain't proper milk. And what's milk good for? Your bones, your teeth, calcium. Okay? Anyways, let's go back to the description of Yahawashi. This is Revelation 1 and 15. His feet like unto fine brass. So if your feet are like unto fine brass, what would the rest of your body be like? Let me see if I think I've got a brass key. Bear me just a minute. Yeah, I got some brass. I've got a brass key. So it says his feet like unto brass. This is likened unto brass. Okay? So if you burn this, okay, bear me just a minute. Like brass burned in the furnace. So if you put this in the furnace, what's that going to turn? It's already brown. It's going to turn dark. So this is the image of Yahawashi. Okay? He was what you would call a dark-skinned man from the tribe of Judah. Okay? And his voice as the sound of many waters. And have you ever seen waters? Have you ever heard waters? Have you ever been on the sea and you hear that thudding? That's a loud noise. That's in similitude to Yahawashi and his voice. He had a very loud, austere voice. And we are the same. We're very austere. And that's why, again, the scriptures talk about putting off the weak nature. Because men, they think that's not the way to be. Men don't like you speaking in a particular way. Why? Because they're feminine. The law requires you to be, boisterous. Okay? Not to be teaching in a weak manner. Okay? Because Yahawashi, he said, he did not teach them as what the scribes and the Pharisees, but those are one what having authority. So when we teach as what? Having authority, not in a weak spirit. Revelations 1 and 16. And he had in his right hand 7 stars. The 7 stars represent what? The angels that minister unto us. Okay? And out of his mouth went a sharp two-edged sword. And the two-edged sword is likened unto this word. That's the two-edged sword. This word. The that's why they wanted to what? Put hands on Yahawashi. So, I don't know if some of you've experienced this. Certain men, they would try to put hands on you, lay hands on you. Why? Because the word is cutting them. It's not you, it's the word. Okay? Let's go to Hebrews. Where was it? Hebrews 4. And 12. For the word of the Most High is quick. It's coming very, very, very quick. Very quick. So if it's quick, it's not long. You don't have to be watching a lesson 5 minutes and wonder, what's this individual speaking about? Because the word is quick. It's straight to the point. Okay? Yahawashi was decisive. People that are effeminate, they're not decisive. Okay? So quick. Okay? And powerful. And I've got people, some people, they come out here, they laugh, but that's good. The scripture says we're a spectacle unto what? Men and angels. Okay? We are a spectacle unto men and to angels. We're a spectacle unto the world. So you're going to get people that walk past, that drive past and say, hee hee ha ha. That's good. That's supposed to happen. We are fools for Yahawashi's sake. It's not that we're foolish, it's that we look foolish to the world. This is Hebrews 4 and 12.